among every person's long list of superpowers, of course I know you have one, viewer. Don't even deny it. There is the ability to sense danger nearby, or something similar to that.
Not just sense of danger, Infinity. Some of those abilities to react faster than humanity possible, and having omnipresent light detection of one's surroundings. Forget all anti-electric equation. I'd say we have ourselves the recipe to become unstoppable.
To quote the Dark Knight, everyone has a weakness. I think the Dark Knight detective. Everyone has a weakness.
He should try telling that to very agile characters that have semi-recently taken their places in the MCU.
Presenting the Black Panther, the king of a mysterious African nation with a very redundant ceremonial title, and spectacular Spiderman, the teenager from Queens who's got a solid A+ in chemistry and gets his powers from a magical and radioactive spirit.
He's Infinity, not a game player, and we're going to see their weapons, armors, and skills to find out who will win on battle.
Peter Parker, also known as the Spectacular Spider-Man, is just an average nerd that goes to a high school with a bully and a girl that he has a crush on. Actually, he is being picked on by everyone except for his friend Harry Osborn. When he was just a little kid, probably 8 years old, his father had to leave because both he and his son noticed someone was looking into his secret stuff.
So his dad brought his stuff and his wife to his venture to make his secret stuff even more secret. And then the pilot of the plane they're in was one of the dudes wanting his secrets, and they went and they crash land. Jeez, can he just wait until they got to land and then steal the stuff? Or at least have a autopilot on?
Now that Peter's father and mother are sleeping with the fishes, the only good people that could legally take care of him was his Aunt May and Uncle Ben. And that made him get smarter while he gets older. Now we're back to the time when he was a nerd at eyes.
So he then one day goes on a field trip to this building owned by Norman Osborn. Peter's also a photographer of the school paper, so he tries to take pictures of everything that is interesting to him. Harry tries to win Peter's dream girl, Mary Jane, by taking info Peter told him and told it to her. Mary Jane notices one spider of 15 escaped, but everyone acted like it was normal. Peter then takes pics of Mary for his school newspaper, but the missing guinea pig or spider came out of nowhere and bit Peter when he was little did he knew that will make his life a little stranger. Peter didn't feel well that night and passed out on his bed.
On the day after the field trip, he noticed he grew some abs. But then the powers that he had that day made him wreck their bathroom sink, broke his keyboard, and made his bully ticked with him in lunch. At least he won the fight. After those problems, he then trained himself with his cool abilities in this perfect place for doing that. And then one night, he tried to get milk for himself and eggs for Aunt May, but he did not have enough money to get both of them. So when he was about to leave, this weird dude took some money and gave Peter his milk. Then he ran off. You might want to remember him as we go on.
Peter noticed that his dream girl was dating his bully because he had a sweet car. I mean, he found a car that's a lot of money on a newspaper, and he didn't really have that much. And then he found this ad on the newspaper, and it said if he stayed in the ring with a guy for 4 minutes, you're going to be sticking rich. Well, over 3K, but it's still a lot.
So he made a suit, not the official suit, for the match, and hey, he won after. But the guy paid him half of the money because he beaten the guy in 2 minutes instead of 3. He was so mad at that he just let a burglar get away with the rest of the money the guy got from people betting against Peter. Man, I know you're angry at the guy for not paying what you thought, but at least help them stop a criminal.
When Peter came out of the place and started to leave his home, he saw his Uncle Ben lying on the sidewalk with a shoulder wound on his chest. Peter gets home, takes care of his aunt till she sleeps, and then leaves with his suit on for revenge. He heard on a radio channel that the police have a lead of where the guy that shot his uncle might be, so he goes there just before the cops. He beats the guy up and puts him out of a window. And then he notices that this guy was the same one that he saw in the store and after the wrestling match. He really wanted to kill him now, but then he remembered what Uncle Ben told him.
Well, now we're done with his story. Let's explain his powers.
Why didn't you say so? As we talked about when he got his powers, you probably know that he has super strength, a spider's ability to climb on walls. And remember that he won the battle between him and the bully? He won that by having this power called Spidey Senses and Spider Agility.
The Spidey sense acts like a warning system, except it just slows time so much that everything around him acts as slow as they do when the heroes walk towards the camera. And when Madam Web, some sort of arachnid deity without legs, guides him on his adventures, he can even see where the people are just next door. His slowness also upgrades so he can walk around and punch the guy before the Spidey sense wears off. The Spidey sense powers makes him go 200 miles per hour. Now, for those who may not know who Madam Web is, she's probably the one who sent the magic spider to bite him. She appears only when something apocalyptic is happening or the universe is at stake.
By our calculations, his maximum strength we know is 3,790.065 tons. That means he can carry a thing that is close to enough to the weight of the Goliath crane in New Jersey.
I guess that takes care of Spider-Man for now. Actually, before we talk about the coolest cat in the jungle, you're probably wondering why I keep mentioning a magic spider. Well, Peter met a guy named Ezekiel who told him that his powers were kind of magical, and the spider who bit him on that fateful day, it meant to bite him because of cosmic mystical machinations. I like to believe this spin on his origin is the real deal, because it doesn't just explain why he's stronger than he should be, or how he can physically shoot webs from his forearms and doesn't need me, but also why most of his villains are animal-based, sort of like his challenger.
The Black freaking Panther.
Yes. Now, we haven't seen the new film based on this character yet, so we're free of any spoilers. Woo! Now that we got that out of the way, the Black Panther is also known as T'Challa. He's the kind king of the secret place called Wakanda in Africa.
Well, his father helped Torch till he was murdered by an alien that wanted to go to war with him, and that's when T'Challa became king. And with being king, you have to be an awesome warrior that protects and provides for his kingdom. Sadly, though, T'Challa's first few months as the new king were not proud in any way. With rage and Wakanda's way of justice, he wants to kill the man who sought to war and killed his father for it. And when he read some newspapers, he finally found the man that defeated him many times in the past. Captain America. He sneaks to where he sleeps for answers, and he technically didn't get any, yet the thought of Collider alive and kicking was so shocking to Steve and Nick that the Avengers came together to stop the threat of the invasion. Not really the original Avengers that we know and love. These Avengers have Iron Man, Hulk, Thor, Ant-Man, and Wasp. Oh, and Black Widow too. So I guess the Avengers in the movies are 2.0 since Hawkeye filled in Ant-Man's and Wasp's shoes.
This war ended by this alien getting a dip into a pool of liquid metal of the aliens that's known as vibranium. This stuff is so strong it's even tougher than diamonds.
That's because it's one of the most toughest metals in the Marvel Universe. This is from the mountain behind their city because of one of these alien ships crashed into that mountain, and the Wakanda people made it usable for weapons just in case any outsider ever thinks about even getting close to the city. the ship is unlimited with the metal because it rebuilds itself and where it gets damaged. I guess that Tony Stark's dad visited that place for something because he made the shield out of the stuff that was meant for Captain America.
This stuff absorbs sound waves and other vibrations, including kinetic energy. So if something like Hulk's fist punches the suit, Black Panther wouldn't even flinch. This suit also has vibranium claws to scratch even the toughest villains. The Black Panther also has powers from this god cat, Bast, that grants him superhumanly acute senses, enhanced strength, speed, agility, stamina, durability, healing, augmented physical attributes, as well as resistance to magic. Reflexes, has the power and knowledge of all the past Black Panthers, as well as the ability to control the undead, because the god Cat Bast also happens to be the god of death. Wait, did I read this right? This guy can control the dead whenever he wants.
Well, yes, but that's for just one time, since that's from their wizard and he made it temporary.
Okay, another truly amazing power is his vastly improved kinesthetic sense, which makes up his awareness of his own movement. Think of it as muscle memory, but in a broader scope. For example, when you climb upstairs, you almost never have to watch where you step.
This is why we decided to put Peter in this ring with T'Challa, if you haven't guessed it already.
Moving on, T'Challa worked with the sorceress Sawaveri to endow himself with immunity to mystical attacks and detection in order to defeat Dr. Doom. He is a skilled hunter, tracker, strategist, politician, inventor, and scientist. He has a PhD in physics from Oxford University. He is proficient in physics and advanced technology, and is also an inventor. T'Challa has been granted the strength and knowledge of every past Black Panther. And as King of Wakanda, the Panther has access to a vast collection of magical artifacts, advanced Wakandan technological and military hardware, and the support of his nation's wide array of scientists, warriors, and mystics. The Wakandan military has been described as one of the most powerful on Earth. T'Challa also invented a potent mystical scientific hybrid art called shadow physics, and was able to use it to craft shadow weapons and to track vibranium on a quantum level. By hybrid art, of course, we mean a combination of alchemy and science. T'Challa's crazy about physics. Besides that, I think we can all agree that there's nothing to hate about him.
In Black Panther Volume 3, writer Christopher Priest expanded the Panther's day-to-day arsenal to include equipment such as energy dagger, a vibranium weave suit, and a portable supercomputer, the Kimoyo card. In Black Panther Volume 4, the writer Reginald Hudlin introduced such specialized equipment as thrice blessed armor and light armor for specific tests, and for a short while outfitted him with a ebony blade of the Black Knight.
Again with the redundant names. All knights are dark, all panthers are black, and all tomatoes are red. T'Challa's a South African, we get it.
No, oh no, not that type of knight. Knight as in medieval times. You know, knights, wizards, dragons.
Oh wait, are you talking about that guy that flies around on a mechanical Pegasus without wings? Before you answer that, tell me more about the blade.
The body blade is the enchanted sword. Though many have used the sword, it is most readily identified with the Black Knight. The blade was shown to have the card from a meteor and enchanted by wizard Merlin for Sir Percy of Scania, the first Black Knight. Because of all the blood that Sir Percy shed with the blade, it acquired a curse. The sword passed down through the generations until it finally came to Dame Whitman, Sir Percy's descendant. The Abominable blade was afflicted with a blood curse due to all the blood at the original Black Knight had spilled. Dame Whitman eventually purged the blade of its curse at Doctor Strange's behest by plunging into brazier of truth while Strange bathed them both in magic fire. The curse returned. However, when Submariner used it to kill his wife Marina, the curse seemed to affect different people in different ways. It turned Dane into a statue, and amplified Proctor's Conhosen-based powers, and it granted Team Dolan great physical powers as Blood Wraith. And no, that knight is just a guy in very expensive tech costume, named Nathan Garrett. This knight is Dane Whitman. But let's not talk about him until we put him in his battle with a different challenger.
Okay, thanks for the brief history there. I think everyone has caught up with the Panther Guard now, gaming player. So in the name of Bast and the King, let them fight!
Is Spider-Man! Why do we figure this case? While Spidey and Black Panther are equally matched in skill and similar forms of omnipresent dictation surroundings, Spidey's fire sense is much stronger since he can make it time slow down even for less than a few minutes. It also allows him to dodge and counteract enemies, like when he fought Taskmaster. Peter has invented many gadgets and tools over many years of crime fighting to assist him in any given situation.
Plus, Tony gave him new awesome gadgets when he gave him his new suit. Tony made the hologram thing in his suit.
And we'll tell you about that in our animation thing when I get to it. Infant recently told me about the video about imaginary axes, which we put in the link description below, in which Tyler figures out just how strong Spiderman is. He calculated our friendly neighborhood Spiderman can lift 45,390 times his own body weight. And we calculated that to 3,790.065 tons. So even if Spidey's down for the count, he'd still lift over 20 through 21 blue whales.
What?
Remember the next time we put him in the fight, the one who rises from the ashes is Spiderman.
Hey, Poe! Thanks for watching our second edition of Final Battle and our first edition of Marvelous Monday, where two of the same characters from the Marvel Universe face off.
Thanks for watching this video. If this is actually your first video you've seen by us, go to our channel War World and subscribe to our for more videos.
That's War World with two capital W's and an exclamation point at the end.
Like I said before, I'm going to get my awesome skills at animation going pretty like next year, I think. The next final battle, two gods of two different universes are going to combat with each other. I bet you know who they are, so just comment below to say who you think it is. See y'all later. Peace.
Peace.